You can see that we are today in today's video we are going to learn about OS and Shutil, and this is going to be really very great. So as you know that OS and Shutil are really very great, and even in the description as well you can see that I have added information about OS and Shutil, how are they helpful and how one when those things are used one can make auto cleaner app and many things as like if you are controlling copies on those things, like if I open a folder. For example, I open a folder, I open this folder. Okay, there are many folders available. So like my hobbies. So for example, I am moving this or I am copying this, deleting this. So that is not that much big thing. So however, if you make such a program which would do all those things, clean your laptop regularly and do many things. So won't it be great? Actually, it won't be great. It would be really very big and very wonderful thing. So let's learn about what exactly is OS and Shutil. So I would open MS Paint because my laptop has only MS Paint currently. Paint 3D is in development for Windows 11. So let's use our favorite thing, which is pencil, because we don't have anything else. Change the size to 2 pixels. So then now what we need to do is that we will do nothing. First of all, what exactly is OS? So this is our first concept which we are going to learn. So OS. So first of all, the most like the very intelligent people would consider OS as something like this. So, like, if you're considering OS in Python as this, then you are completely wrong. But if generally you are considering it as operating software, then you are absolutely right. Basically, yes, you are right. In some terms, you are not. So, let's exactly also see what exactly OS is. OS. Okay, so sorry, I forgot to share my screen. So what exactly OS is? So what happens is basically is that OS, first of all, not all people know what is the full form of OS, but some people might be very intelligent and they might know what exactly OS stands for. So OS stands for operating system generally. However, now let's go to OS in Python. Uh, just search it. So you may get many tutorials or documentations from W36 schools, docs.python.org or geekforce.org. Like there are many tutorials from where you can get those tutorials. However, operating system in Python, which is completely another thing, like really. So this is basically, I also don't know. Let's search OS in Python full form. Oh, operating systems. Okay, so quite small but great difference between those two things. This is operating system, and what exactly it is in Python is not very difficult thing. It is the same thing to remember. It is basically operating. Like this part is correct. Like let's make two parts for here. This is the general part. This is the ultra high part for people who know Python. So this is operating software, or like this is Windows OS. So that does not mean, yes, it is operating software, Windows OS 11 and iOS, Android OS, many operating systems. Like those are the sum of few, not some of few, some of infinite, in not infinity as well, but there are pretty many. Mac OS, then Linux OS, Raspbian OS, Linux OS, Debian OS, like many. However, in Python, what does this exactly stands for is that OS stands for operating is exactly correct. And another thing for which it stands for is operating system. So this is the other thing for which it stands for operating and system. So for those two things is what it is called OS in Python. So what exactly OS does is that like in OS you can like let me also describe Shutil so that we can make comparison of both those two things as well at the same time. So what exactly is Shutil? So SU, it is also popularly called as SH util, util as like SH util, like rather than Shutil. So you may call it SH util or Shutil as well, it's your wish. I call it Shutil. So what exactly Shutil is that? Like there are two people who are, this is the informer, this is the like let me give a good example than this. So before giving an example and differentiating between those two things, what exactly it is Shutil and what it does is that, like basically I need to differentiate between those two things before telling what Shutil does. So okay, I would take my favorite color, which is turquoise. So what exactly OS is that? There are two people. So like even in Polish, there are two units which together work. Neither one can work, neither other can work. So what happens in police is that there are two units. One are the informer, which I'm denoting by I, and one is the police, which I'm denoting by P. So whenever those two have some coordination between them, only then the police can function efficiently, or else not. What happens is that information gets the data from here. Like this thief is here, this thief is that there, this thief was last in here, that thief was last in there. So informer what it does is that it gets the data from and it gives to the police. Like this is the most basic example I could give. And then the police uses this data to process it further. Okay, so what exactly informer and police is that? In our case here, if we see the informer is OS and the police is shooting. So don't think that actually those two are informer and police. What exactly, like those two are doing mostly the same task as informer and police. So if you want to gather some information about your operating system, not operating software, then what you need to do is that for getting some information, so OS helps you to do that. OS that path exists, which checks whether that file is present or not. Then OS dot remove, like OS dot remove will actually go to the police part. But like there are some exceptions for OS dot remove and many things. However, OS actually does the main thing of gathering information, giving you information about the files present, subfolders present, root folders present, and again files present in the root folders. Many things, all the information given is by OS. And like there are some exceptions, as I told you, such as OS can sometimes, not sometimes, it can delete files as well. Like not automatically, you have to write code for it. So it can delete files as well. So that is what OS can do. And what is this? Okay, yes, the police. Like mostly OS is used for gathering information. So I would mention it here as gathering info. And what does Shutel do? As I told you, Shutel does the mostly the part of police. So don't take that. Yes, Shutel is like a police. He would come to your computer. Oh, why you are doing this? Why you are doing that? Not exactly like that. But remember, the informer what he does is that he takes data as the input. So think something is getting data. However, it can't completely process. Yes, OS can definitely process. As I told you, there are some exceptions for OS as well, and it can delete file and work some things as well. However, when it comes to police, so police also has much more greater power to convert the data into something useful. Similarly, this is what Shootle does. It can copy things, it can move things, it can paste things, etc., etc. Like copy, paste, move. So first of all, what exactly OS would do is that it would get data. So okay, it would get the subfolders, folders, files, etc., etc. Then what would Shootle do? That we would give some if condition, decision tree formation, and according to it, it would copy the file, paste the file, and move the file from here to there to here accordingly. So this is how it would work. And Shuttle can not only do this, it can even delete files as well as folders. Like there is a limitation for OS that it can only delete files. However, this can delete both files as well, and so very nice looking, and nice like files as well and folders as well. So that's something very great about Shutil. So as you can see, OS can mostly do the thing of gathering information, finding the folders, those things, that things, etc., etc. And Shutil, what it does is that it can do, actually it can get the data and do something useful from the data. So this is what it does. So when you have a laptop, so what are exactly its components? It has a mouse, as I'm using, if you can hear, and you have a keyboard, if you can hear it. So this is actually, I was pressing it too loudly. This was why the sound was coming, or normal this much sound would come. So this was what I was telling. So I have a keyboard. So these are input devices, just like our OS. So they get some data from those input devices, such as those this optical mouse, etc., etc. And that data is used and used something useful by the Shutil. So the Shutil is basically what? So the processor, like this has the i5 10 generation processor. So quite great. So let's quickly go to the coding part and do something useful, as like we are currently doing useful. Understanding things is really very important thing. So we would quickly look, well, not here, Python programming, Python tutorials. I would make a new folder for a tutorial, which will be OS and Shutil. OS and Shutil would not be, like, it alone can't be enough. Like, I don't want it to be enough. OS and Shutil, um, use this. Okay. And then we would open this in Visual Studio Code, as every time we do. Then we open, make a new file, and don't forget to add the py extension, because other than that the Python file won't be created, and the Python libraries, all those things won't be activated. As you can see, no Python file has been activated. Like some of the person whom I was teaching, what he did was that he did not add py extension, due to which it was not working. However, I'm quite happy that he understood it quickly, and he was a really good learner, quick learner, good grasping power he had. So let's write the file as no, our favorite name, which is main.py. Okay. Then what exactly, like, as we simply wrote print, give some data in those two things, and it would start working. But this is not the case with our OS and Tutel. We need to import them. If you have seen my some of my app development videos, then I would have told you I have imported this, that, this, that for several functioning purposes. So for this, we will import OS, then we would import Tutel. So we have imported both those things. So what I was thinking was that we would make such a program which would completely sort the data properly, quite properly. Like when you have too many files, then it would simply sort the data. So for that, first of all, I need to have some folders in which lots of data or waste data is stuffed. But I keep my laptop very clean, and take good care of my storage space as well, due to which it is not that stuff. However, it has six files of different types, like JPG, PNG, and PDF file. So we will do experimentation with that thing. So let's first of all get the input from the user, because making, like, the more you make the program more customizable, more accessible for the user, it would be more useful for the user as well. So let's get some input, which you would name as folder, is equal to okay, input. And what would we give is that enter a folder name you would like Like in this program, what we are going to design is that a thing which would sort those files in a quite good, in a, like not quite good, in a perfect format, very cleanly, very properly. So that is what it would do. But I would also be exploring some other parts as well, so that you would understand, because in this, if we only explore those things, then we would be understanding actually nothing. So I would also be telling some more parts as well. Folder is equal to input, so it will take the folder name as input, and according to that it would start working. And then after getting the input, what it should do. Okay, so then now comes the part. So first of all, current program is based where there are trees like things, in which there is one folder, a very good handwriting, as I know, and a file in it, like files in it exactly. Because if there is only one file, there is no use of sorting it. So files in it. So this program is based for just sorting files, not root folders and again files in them, because root folders have basically no uh, if I tell you the thing, then it would be nothing, or basically not at all useful. So I will not tell you right now. I will tell you later. So let's continue. But remember that we are making program which would sort files, not root folders, subfolders, etc. So it's sorry, my mispaint. I have no use. So I will close. So then let's create a list of files present in the folder. So how would we do this? Because okay, so we will be opening the folder and let's say, oh, so this has one file which is certificates.png. Okay, okay. So we can't simply, because we are not the program itself to do all the work, because we are very lazy people. We want the program to do all the work. So we would create the list of files and we would name it as list underscore files is equal to. So now let's use OS for gathering the information, as I told you. So OS dot list of directories. So this is again a function in which you need to give the parameter as the uh, okay, the path for the folder file, etc. So first of all, mostly remember that the folder path you should mention it in os dot list of directories. So I would again show you, like, because this is why I like spacing in Python. I didn't like it very much in JavaScript and C++. However, I like it very much in this Python, because without that I can't make you understand anything. So first of all, we get an input from the user, which is folder, which tells us which folder to sort, the name of the folder basically, and list of files. I'm giving the variable name as list underscore file is equal to os dot list dir. So dir stands for list of directory. So whatever folder name you give, it would give you a big list of the files present in it. So once we get the files, let's get to work. Now we would give a for loop, because definitely there are more than one files, or the user might be mad if we want to sort only one file. So we will consider that there are more than one file. This is just an assumption. So for file in file. So file is again a variable name, just to mention it. You can write for, as you can see, variable any. So in those, okay, not files, because we have created lists of files, and semicolon, sorry, colon, list of file. Okay, done. So what exactly is for loop? So as in what? As in, yes, as in C++ and JavaScript, as we used to give for loop integer I, because integer I was very popular in for loop. So every time what we used to do is that we would write for shift 90 brackets, curly brackets, enter. What did I press now? And then we would write, okay, int I is equal to 0 colon a semicolon, then I until it is lesser than 100, add the value of uh, I plus is equal to 10. So we would give the for loop in this syntax. However, as I told you, this language, which is Python, is very easy to learn. However, a bit difficult, a bit different from other languages. So if you know JavaScript, all those things, you will definitely find it easy to learn this thing. Or else you won't basically find it very difficult. It is very easy. Like the syntax is very easy. You want to make a list of directories, simply use this function os.list dir. So please, like, those functions are just short form. Okay, list dir means it's not list of diarrhea, it is list of directories. So basically for that they have given a short form list dir. And then what exactly is file in list of files? So since we are getting a list of directories or files present in the folder, we like now there are many files, a file present in the list of files. So what we would do, that we will take file as an individual file in the whole list of files, as it is a array. As you can see, list of strings. So for that we would take each file as an individual and get it some of its properties. So what exactly we would do is that in this program, as I told you, which I didn't tell you previously in MS Paint, was that we would be sorting the files according to their extensions. For example, a file can be .pdf comma dot, what it can be, .pdf .png comma dot jpeg jpg. Like there are many things which can file extension can maybe. So first of all, and then we separate the files extension and name. So we would do this by a simple program called name comma x. So x stands for extension, that is again a variable name, and we would now use a function os dot split text. And now the path, just 1 minute. Os dot, okay, just 1 minute, friends. Os dot path, yes, os dot path dot split text. It is like for a particular path which we are giving it, it would sort all those files, get the extension, those things, etc., etc., or all those things. So first of all, we would need to, like, here directly we gave os dot list of directories done. Wow, it's actually done. Wow, very easy. So here we also need to mention the path os dot path dot split text and give enter brackets, as it is a function. Then you need to give the parameter as file. So what it would do is that the file name, it can be, for example, uh, mm, class.png. So it can be this, it can be many things could occur, or many things are possible. So this can, like, this can be the name. So it would split the name, like the whole file name, into two parts, which is its actual name and its extension, which will be stored in two variables, name and which is extension. And this we would be doing by a simple but bit difficult function, which is os.path.split text. And then we would press enter, delete name comma x. So then now we would check whether the extension is a extension of folder or not. Because if it is of a folder, as I told you, it is just, this program is made for checking whether it is for sorting files, not folders, root folders, all those things. So first of all, we'll check whether the extension is of a folder or not. Text is okay, we are giving a if condition. If text uh, is not equal to empty. So that means that what basically a folder has its extension is that, as you can see, this OS and Shutil, if you can see, there are no extension for this. However, main.py, main screen.js, which is for JavaScript, main index.html, or many things which can be JSON, JavaScript.c .ino, which is for C++, and many things. So this is how extensions are. Basically, a folder does not have any extension. So this is how we are going to differentiate between a folder and a file. So if the extension is not equal to empty, that means that it has definitely some extension. Then we know, wow, okay, so it has some extension. I'm really very happy now. So then we would continue with our program. So what we would exactly do is that we would get the file name, like not the file name. We would create, okay, here one more uh, if condition, which is that now what, okay, I would again open MS Paint, open up, okay, pencil. So what we would be doing is that we get a file of list of files, which is from os dot list of directories by list dir files. From that, using a for loop function, which is for loop function, we would be getting the file, and for individual file we will be splitting it into two parts, which is its main name and its extension. So the extension part we will be considering upon the main name. We are simply storing it in name. If you would wish to, like, you may also use the name as well. However, it is basically of no use to sort, because we are going to use the extension as a main criteria to sort. By using this extension, we would be checking if it is a folder or not. So if it is a folder, and that means that it has no extension, i.e., the extension when we get of the file, it would be empty. It would be a empty file. This is why it will have no value. And if it is a file, so there are many extensions possible for it, which is of a excel file and many others. So then what we would do is that we would get that extension, which can be dot xyz. This is just some variables which are very popular as well, like just as file is very popular, I is very popular in for loops. So xyz is very popular in variable names. In triangle, abc and pq are very popular. So, and once we get the extension, we will first of all take a small decision tree, which is if and else condition. What we would do is that here, using if and else condition, we would see whether a folder named subfolder named this extension is already present or not. If it is present, then we would create a subfolder by the name of the extension, which is png, jpg, pdf, etc., etc. Or if at all it is already there, we would simply move the, like if this is a png file and if there is already a png folder present, I would move it into that folder. So this is like, for example, I'm just writing it for sake of you so that you understand it. So if there is a png folder, sorry for the handwriting. Mm, so if there is a png file which I'm getting here, and now if there is already a folder present, like if there is not a folder present, I would create a folder by using Shutil. As I told you, the Shutil is very important for creation and destruction purposes. So for creation of a folder, and then I would paste it in, like actually it is going to come directly to this part. So this part is very important. So first of all, it would get a file, then it would check its extension whether a folder named that extension is present or not. If it is present, then it would paste that file in the folder named with its extension. For example, all the pngs images will be stored in the png folder, etc., etc. I hope, and you may even take a screenshot of this. So this is how it works exactly for auto sorter program. Let's, okay, I would just wait for some minutes. If you would like to take some screenshots, let's close it now. Okay, so first of all, now we would see whether the folder exists or not. Os dot path dot exists. So now we would check whether the path exists or not. For this, I would even need to open the file explorer to make you understand, because I know that you are very intelligent people and you need 2 million times so that you can understand at least one time. So as you can see, when I press here, you can actually see the whole, what we say, the whole path. Okay, I can't maximize the this thing, not Files Explorer. So you can exactly see what the path is. Similarly, we would be checking whether the folder exists or not. So how we would check whether the folder exists or not is that we would see, uh, so as we had got input which is folder, so folder plus slash, because if we are going to a subfolder which uses slash or subfolder file, so we always use a slash, so please remember it. Folder plus slash and dot ext. So if this exists, so we would simply paste that file here by using shutil dot move folder. Again, what are we going to move? Folder, like the slash, it's really very important to understand. This is why I had opened this thing. So as can you see those slashes present, but add some spaces, but like this slash, this slash, this slash, this slash. These slash actually indicate that this is the parent tree from where it is dividing into this tree, and which is again dividing into this tree. So this is how it works. So this is what it is doing. First of all, it checks whether the folder named extension of the file is present or not. If present, it would simply move that file there by using shutil.move folder plus slash. Like previously, it was just folder plus slash and the file name, which will be the file name which is stored in file, as the variable says, list of file in files. So shutil.move plus file there, and now it has copied the thing, like actually it has cut the thing, and now where should it paste it? So folder plus slash plus extension, like that is the folder. This is the place where it should paste it. So I have mentioned it. Let's paste it. Like let's save it, and let's do a trial part. We would go to the folder part, auto cleaner, Python programming, Python tutorials, read and write files, OS and Shutil users. So let's take this file, paste it in. For now, we would paste it to hobbies. Now we would paste it to certificates as I wanted it to be. So here are some of my certificates. I hope there is a at least some variety of files. Okay, there are only two varieties of files, but let's check whether it works or basically it won't work. So we would complete. Okay, so it's not currently here, so we can't edit the code anymore. So we would first of all close it, close this as well. Again, open it. Go to auto cleaner, Python program, my hobbies. That's oh, my hobbies, certificates, and our finally our code. So we would go there. As I told you, if the folder named that files extension exists, because we want to sort all the pngs file, png image file, jpg image files in that particular folder. Everyone has its own folder, very rich people. Or if it does not exist, that means else. And here what we would do is that we will first of all create a directory, shutil dot make, like as I told you, OS can also do sometimes many things. OS dot make directories. So we would create a directory named, not named, folder plus slash plus what we would name it, yes, the extension of the file. And then what we would do is that we would simply do the same thing. We would move the file to the folder plus this thing. Control, what did it this do? Control Z. Yes, done. Save it. Let's again close, open the whole certificates folder in Visual Studio Code in another window. get started. I don't want to get started, I'm already started. So here we would run the code. Basically, okay, let's directly run the code, or no, we can't. So first of all, we need to move our main dot file again to my hobbies. I don't know why I actually moved it here, because I'm fool, which I am. So we would again go to this, sorry, documents, and then we would, no, we would go to this PC, then we would go to sorry, we would get to desktop, my hobbies, open my hobbies in Visual Studio Code, which is going to be really very big task because my hobbies is somewhat of more than 1 GB file. So, but however, my laptop is very great. It did it in minutes. I sorry, say seconds. Okay, so run quickly, run it. So it ran the code very quickly. We enter folder name which would you name you would like. Wow. Okay, certificates. Enter. Done. So as you can see, it has sorted those files. If you can see, so this is my YouTube awarding certificate as well. If you want to see, like this was my previous channel name, Learning Arduino with Aryan Official Arduino CC, which is just for time pass. So I would close this. So it is working. Testing has been done. Wow, Aryan, you have done the testing. Really great. So my hobbies, as you can see here as well, it has sorted the folder in two parts. PDF, like all the certificates which are in PDF format are in the extension .pdf, and all the certificates which are in PNG format are stored in the extension name .png. So everything is working fine, very good. So I hope you liked the video, friends. In today's video, we learned about how exactly OS and Shutil are very useful, but are not completely, because some part of it is missing, which I'm going to complete right now. First of all, we would take it to the place where it should be, which is to OS and Shutil users. Now we would open OS and Shutil users, as now we now know that it is working exactly 100% properly. So let's open it with Visual Studio Code for the last time of our today's tutorial and exactly know that what did this code exactly do and what exactly this OS and Shutil can even do more things. So first of all, in today's tutorial, we learned how to import OS and Shutil, which are very great things. Police and informer. As I told you, OS is the informer, Shutil is the performer, and not performer, police. So folder, we get the input from the user that which folder he or she would like to sort, and then we get a list of files present in that folder which the user has given as the input by using the command os.list of directories. Then we would get all those files, and in the list of files we would take one individual file and check for its name, like split its name and extension part. We would first check whether it is a folder or not, because this program is made for a file. Then if at all, first of all, we split it by os.part.split text function, and we give the file as parameter because we want to split the file's name. And if os.part.exists, so first of all, check whether the folder name exists. It would store the PNG file in that folder. After going to else part, here it would make a new folder by the process os dot make directories folder plus slash plus extension. What exactly is folder plus slash or extension? First of all, we give a folder which we would like to give sort, so we name extension. So whenever you make directories, so we are creating a folder, and then now since the folder we have created it, where the file is, so it is in folder slash file, and then we take the folder slash file to folder slash extension and paste it there. So this is how this works. So but we are coders, we need to explore many things. So let's explore some more things what OS and Shutil can do. So for example, you want a sort of app, so you may get the creation time, access time, many things from this thing, which is os dot stat dot 8. Okay, we just get underscore 8. Okay, os dot stat dot get c. Okay, just 1 minute, friends. So like one can get the access time, creation time, and modification time as well. So how is okay, I'm live again. I am also sharing my screen. I don't know and went away. Like very betraying network. No problem. So let's now go to where how does OS what things that OS can do. OS A time, which is access time, C time, A time, M time, as I told you. Okay, so ST we mixing with. So OS dot ST underscore A. Okay, we can't directly give A. Let's write OS dot path dot ST underscore A. Under again, it is not working. I don't know why. So okay, just 1 minute. OS A time. We get the documentation by Stack Overflow. So what exactly is it and how does it work is that I don't know. I know, definitely I know. So okay, so this documentation is waste, and in like this is even waste. Os dot path dot 8 time. Okay, let's try. Okay. So what has happened to my code? I don't exactly know. This is the last thing which I. Okay, let's search folder which I have, which is auto cleaner, which I had already created for you people because I knew that you would be able to understand it. So at the time from first of all, you get the function which I gave you. This is a bit complex code, and just using this folder as well so that you understand. So first of all, to get the time, we use a underscore time. Like this is for the last access time. First find last access time function I have made os dot path dot get a time, so last access time, and the path which I'm taking as the parameter. So I might have not I might have I have taught this os dot path dot get a time, get c time, get m time, get size. So these are four things. Get size give you the size of the folder. For example, it is a png file, how much size is it? If it is a video file, 2 GB, 3 GB, 4 GB, so and so, so and so, so and so. So you can get the creation time, modification time, and access time in some unit which I even don't know. So this is how it works exactly. So this is like just a core part of code which I had made, how it works. So let's move from the starting. So what exactly I told was that we can get the creation time from os dot path dot get e time. Similarly, we can get the like here in the first function, we would need the parameter which you may give, but mention it should be a path of some file which should redirect you to a file or folder. And now we would get the get c time, which is creation time. Here we would get the creation time, and we would give the path os dot path dot get m time. So m is for the last modified time. For example, you have a word time you created it, like which that is the new file, and when is the last time you access it or open the file, and get m time is the last modified time file, like what is the last day when you modified the date. These are the some more things which can be done with os. Actually os is can explore, not it is many things one can explore, like you can see many things, but not all are useful. Like see, not all are useful, however many are useful as I gave you one. Similarly, Shutil cannot be used for removing, not moving. We can copy the file as well, copy file, or using copy and giving shift 90 brackets the string of the path, and then where to paste it. So for example, from here I would get the path of the file where is it already present, as we gave above, that move folder plus slash plus file, and we would paste it in another path. That is another path which I'm giving the variable name as 2, because now currently we are not going to fix two parameters according to me. So for row assembling, so it copies the path, copies the this is RC and DST. So previously I took source, and DST stands for destination. So source is like from which file would you like to copy, and what is the destination where you would like to paste it. So when you move a file, as you saw in certificates part, we cut the files, took the files and pasted the files in the folder. And here, as you can see, you can copy the file. So Shutil, one more thing what Shutil can do, and one more thing is that Shutil, not of Shutil, instead of os this is of the deletion part. What os can do, os dot remove and the file name. So this is just for the file name. Remove file Shutil dot remove tree. Then now you need Shutil dot remove tree. Then now the another method just to delete the folder, not the inner content, is the Shutil dot okay remove directory some method. Okay, just 1 minute. Os dot remove directories. So this is then similarly here in remove directories part, you can only remove the folder name from here, as you can see. So it's as clear as you can see. That is for our today's video. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed our today's video.